Okay, great. Come and sit up in a comfortable cross-legged position. And make sure that your hands are somewhere that feels relaxed. So I say this quite a lot. Palms up is really nice. It slightly rotates the shoulder open, but palms down can also feel really grounded. So I don't know. Every time you come to your mat, it feels slightly different, right? That's the joy of it. And if cross-legged is just not your favorite thing as well, you can always kneel up or sit with your legs in straddle, whatever works. Close your eyes. Start to deeply inhale and exhale and really notice what that offers up for you. How different that is from your normal shallow breathing. We spend, 99% of the day breathing through this top little area of our chest. And that's okay because we don't necessarily need a big breath, but what you find is that you're slightly depriving yourself of this nourishing breath. And this way that we can learn in our practice to deepen the breath, to actually bring the breath right down into the low lobes of the lungs, to use the diaphragm more effectively, has an amazing knock-on effect for any other activities that you do, right? The sports, running, cycling, and frankly, just general health. To notice how magnificent your breath is, I want you to take your right hand and place it pretty much on your solar plexus where your diaphragm is. And then gently take your left hand and just place it on your sacrum, the back part of the body, low back. So I want you to feel like the hand on your sacrum is really supportive and encouraging you to lengthen up through the low back body. And where your right hand is placed, I want you to feel your breath. Take an inhale, slightly soften the belly, and then begin to expand your ribs sideways. As you take the inhale in, it reaches and lifts towards the top of the chest. And as you exhale, everything moves back inwards. You feel where your hand is, the diaphragm pressing inwards, abs contract a little bit. Let's do that again. Inhale, soften belly. Find your own rhythm. You'll know the capacity of your breath, just notice it. But do notice this, if your breaths get a little grabby at the top, where what you do to get more air in is you just lift your shoulders, that's not it, right? It's the ribs, move them. And you know what? It's really hard work to breathe this consciously, and that's a good thing. It's distracting you. So our intent this morning is to not take our practice too seriously, have a little bit of fun with it, and be amazed at what's possible. Let's do a little breath exercise here, which is quite fun. Take a slow, steady inhale and feel it rise up into the top of your chest. At the top of your inhale, I want you to hold your breath for 1 second and then take in another little gulp of air. Like squeeze a bit more in and then exhale everything out. Right at the bottom of your inhale, when you think you're done, pause for 1 second and then press a tiny bit more out. The last little squeeze. And repeat this. Inhale, slow, steady inhale. Don't rush it. Hold your breath for a second and then take a little bit more in. And then exhale everything out through the nose. Slow and steady, don't rush it. When you're done at the bottom of your inhale, hold the breath for 1 second and then press a tiny bit more out. And repeat. Do that little routine 2 more times in your own breath work. Inhaling right up to the top. Pause for a second, squeeze a bit more in, exhale everything out. Repeat. It's kind of cool how much you can get in and out when you think you can't. When you've done those 2 rounds and there's no rush, just start to breathe with no retention, no holds, really spaciously. Maybe notice that you've got a little more capacity than you thought you did. And then very slowly exhale it out. Open the mouth, sort of relax the jaw, maybe flubber out the lips. And open your eyes, come back to the room. Take a hand from front of belly, take a hand from back of back. Let's come into Badaknasana. So, soles of the feet together. Press the soles of your feet together. How close they are to your crotch is of no real interest to me, and it shouldn't really be to you. It's what works this morning. So they can be quite diamond shaped, that works. Let's do a little hip opening here. Take your right hand and grab kind of a handful of your inner flesh from the thigh, bringing your left hand to side of hip. I'd like you to lock out your right arm and really forcefully traction this right thigh away from the hip and down. So your shoulder shrugs up to ear. That's okay, right? Put a little softness into your left elbow and lean to the left as you press again through that right heel of hand. Let the head go. Soles of your feet are pressing together. So a couple of things happen here. First of all, we're working into the hips, which is a bit of a kind of rude awakening. Notice your hip flexors, the areas in the front of the hip that get really tight. On the right side, it's more obvious. Let that area go as you press the thigh forwards and down. But notice if in sympathy, your left hip is kind of going, let that one go. Feel like the left knee is weighted. Take a long, slow inhale and feel it in the right side of your ribs. So don't pay lip service to this, actually notice it. And as you exhale, just press through that right hand. Changing the position slightly, bring your left hand beyond the line of your body, so behind you. Lock out the right arm again, take a breath, lift some length into your solar plexus. And as you exhale, there's a twist towards the left and then a dip down as you re-straighten your right arm. Feel for allowing both thighs to open out. Feel your breath run through the flank side of your right hip, so the back of the hip. Chin dips to chest. One more huge breath. Feel it run into the side of the body and lift into your right armpit. And then very slowly draw yourself all the way up. Let's do the other side. Bring your right hand down to side of hip. Take your left hand and grab. It's like you grab a fleshy kind of handful and then push down and away as you lock out the arm. Notice that one side might be much tighter than the other. Might have been the right side you just did, so this might feel a little more open. Sympathetic raising of that right knee. Let it go. Keep activating the feet. Just glance at your feet. How connected are you to the soles of your feet? Can you notice them? Where is your breath? If you've lost the breath, get it back. Now move that right hand behind you. Re-straighten your left arm. Take an inhale, lift the belly. Twist towards your right thigh and dip down towards it as you exhale. Straighten and lock out the left arm. So you're creating the traction. You're also pulling the left thigh bone sort of out of the hip and pressing it down. Your chin soften to the chest. Feel for spreading your breath into your left side ribs. Shake out the head. Inhale, come all the way back. Take your legs into straddle. So now separate them. It's going to feel like a little bit of relief in the outside edge of hip. Back on the inner edge, flex your feet, press the backs of your legs into the mat. Let's do a little side bend here. Bring your hand to inner edge of right leg. Inhale, left arm reaches. Notice your tone in the front of the body. Lift up out of yourself and then wrap the top arm across and side bend. You don't have to come down very far, but you have to feel the breath. Take a big breath in that lifts space between the low left ribs and the hip. So you extend into the waistline. If your left hand is not active, make it active. Feel like your fingers on the left hand reach away from you. Inhale, cartwheel, left hand to inner edge of left leg, and then bring the right arm up. So you just do a complete flip. Wrap the top arm, tip your chest open and reach into right side ribs. Feel for plugging your right butt cheek and back of hamstring to the mat. Both feet are flexed and you know where they are. Toes pointing directly up to ceiling. Let the head go. And then take a sweeping inhale, draw yourself up. Make sure that you don't use the neck. That your neck is the last thing to straighten. There it is. Let's just do a forward fold here. Fingertips just in front of your inner thighs. Take a breath in, lift up. As you exhale, I would like you to blow everything out of the mouth and forward fold. Hold your breath, don't breathe. Scoop the belly up and under and pull your front ribs through the arms, Uddiyana. Release the belly out, take a breath in through the nose. Listen up, blow everything out of the mouth, empty yourself completely and then hold your breath. Hold the breath, suck belly up and under into ribs, pull on the heels of your hand, lengthening your back body. Lean forwards. You're still not breathing. Release the belly. Take an inhale. Press yourself all the way up to straight. Slightly soften your knees. Grab outside edge of thighs. Walk your legs together. Just give them a little shake out in front of you. Let's lie down and do some abdominals. Lie down on your backs. For this little medley, I'd like you to have a block. We're going to do a little bit of work, which feels like you're not doing much, but I really want you to feel it in the low area of the abs. I also want you to kind of really start enjoying abs. What you should realize is your body's kind of amazing. And the more you do these abs, the more strength, obviously, you'll be getting, and the more familiar they'll be becoming. And that's a real positive. We kick ourselves too much about this ab stuff, right? It's just be positive about what we can do. Okay, knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Take the block in your right hand with thumb and little finger or ring finger grabbing it on the edge. Place the block across you diagonally onto the front of your left thigh. I'm not going to do anything with the upper body. Just take a really big breath in. Hold the breath. As you hold the breath, I want you to flatten your low back to the floor. And as you exhale, pick up your left foot, push hand into block, block into hand as you pull down through the low abdominals. Left knee stacked over hip. Inhale again. Knee stays lifted. Hold the breath. Flatten low back to the floor. This time as you exhale, press hand into block, thigh back into block. Create a real push between the 2 points and press down through the low belly. Really feel it kind of liven up. Inhale, release everything off. Hold the breath. Press low sacrum to mat. As you exhale, push your hand into the block. Block into thigh, thigh back again, pull belly down. Try not to tense your neck up. Use your abdominals to pull downwards. Release. Swap sides. Take the block in the left hand. Relax your right hand to side. Diagonally, reach the block onto right thigh. Take an inhale. Hold the breath. Press low sacrum to mat. Pick your right foot up off the floor. As you exhale, push hand into block, thigh back into block, and pull your belly down. So you're really drilling power through into that thigh. Inhale, release. Hold the breath. Flatten your sacrum by curling the tailbone. As you exhale, push hand into block, thigh into block, pull down through the low belly. You should feel this near the pubic bone, possibly a little more on the right side near the low kind of iliac psoas joint. Inhale again, release. Hold breath. Flatten low back. As you exhale, push hand into block, block into hand. Really feel like you're pushing down through the low belly. Suck it downwards. And release. Take the block away. So what I want you to notice is that this kind of made awareness come to the low abs. Now let's put it into practice. Pick up your feet, flaunt them. Hands behind the head, wrap elbows. Take a really big breath in, lift head and shoulders. Hold the breath, curl tailbone, flatten low back. You know this. Exhale, reach elbows towards the left thigh. Extend your right foot out 45 degrees. Lift your right shoulder blade off the mat. Pull down through the area of your low belly. Inhale back to center, knees stacked over hips. Hold breath, curl tailbone. Exhale, elbows to right thigh, left foot extends. Spread the toes apart. Lift right shoulder blade off the mat. Squeeze down through the low abdominals. Feel them press the low back to floor. Inhale back to center. Everything softens. Big breath. Hold the breath. Curl tailbone, flattening low back. Exhale, elbows to left thigh. Right foot extends 45 degrees. Reach the right thigh out of the hip. Don't use your hip flexors. Pull down through the low belly. Inhale back to center, full breath. Neck is relaxed. Hold breath, curl tailbone. Exhale, elbows to right thigh. Left foot extends, spread the toes. Lift the right shoulder blade up off the floor. Pull belly down. Inhale, come back to center. Let's do sit bone grab. I'll talk you through it. Hold the breath. Curl tailbone. Exhale, elbows to left thigh. Right foot extends. As you reach the right foot away, lift your triceps. Squeeze your right glute on. Feel it. Let's really feel it now. Take an additional inhale. Release your right hand. Place the fingers of your right hand into the underside of your bottom crease on right thigh. Exhale. Lift up. Squeeze your right glute. Pull belly down. Where your fingers are, feel a connection. Inhale, back to center. Hold breath, curl tailbone. Exhale, elbows to right thigh. Left foot extends 45 degrees. Wrap and reach the triceps. Squeeze your left glute. Inhale, left hand releases. Place fingers to inner edge of left butt crease. As you exhale, pull belly down. Squeeze your buttock. Reach your right tricep. Inhale back to center. Feet come down, head and shoulders come down. Put your hands on your low belly. Take a slow, steady breath into your fabulous abs. It's a great quote. Yoga isn't about tightening your ass. It's about getting your head out of your ass. That's a good one. Think about moving out of your own way. Do bridge pose, tuck your feet up to your butt, stroke the backs of them. Reset arms to side of body, gently softening the shoulders. Maybe give them a little wiggle out. Take an inhale, engage your core, tuck pubic bone to belly button. As you exhale, lift up, raising your thighs all the way up towards the ceiling. So just notice a couple of things. Notice that although you are weight bearing on your shoulders are not hunched up to your ears. Feel for breathing more spaciously. Remember those big breaths we took when we were seated at the beginning of class? Feel for telescoping and ballooning breath into the upper area of the rib cage, side ribs, front ribs, back ribs. So I just want to do a little test actually. Let's see how well our glutes are fired up. Feel for squeezing your inner thighs together here. Put a lot of weight through the right foot and then very slowly lift your left foot off the floor. Take the left foot straight up to ceiling, squeezing your right glute right there where you had your fingers earlier. Take a breath, because this is hard. And then very slowly lower your left foot back down to mat. Both feet evenly weighted. Take a breath in, lift the chest, lift up through hips. Ooh, it feels much nicer with 2 feet on the ground. Do the other side, put weight into left foot. Inhale, draw your right knee to chest, take the right leg straight up. There should be quite an obvious side where you think, oh, that feels a lot stabler. And then slowly lower the right leg down. Both feet on the ground, you're still in bridge. So when I do that exercise, surprisingly to me, my right glute, so when I have the left leg raised up, feels a lot less stable. And that kind of pisses me off. Because I'm thinking, oh, I'm stronger on my right side because I'm right-handed. Interesting, right? Work to be done in the buttock area. Take an inhale, lift your hips. The exhale, slowly lower, top back, mid back, low back, all the way down to the floor. Noticing imbalances in your body is really important, because it means you know where you'll need to do a little more work. Very gently roll onto one side and press yourself all the way up to seated with a relaxed neck. Cup the underside of your head, lift your own head up. Come onto all fours. Let's do cat-cow tilts. Have your hands stacked under shoulders, knees under hips. Flat, neutral back. Notice if your cat or your tabletop rather starts with a saggy belly and sort of, letting the chest fall through the arms. That's not it. Push into your hands. Feel, this is the wrapping of shoulders, right? Feel the shoulder blades activate. Just give your belly a little bit of tone so you flatten your low back. There we are. That's a perfect tabletop. In fact, let's do this. Put your right hand center on the mat. Look at it with your beautiful flat tabletop. Inhale, reach your left arm up behind you and twist through the mid-thoracic spine so you don't twist through the hips. Keep the hips square and flat. Reach up through the left fingertips. Keep looking at your right hand. And then slowly float the hand down. Swap hands. Put the left hand center on the mat. Gaze at it with your eyes. Scoop your belly. Feel like it's got some tone. Inhale, right arm raises. Keep looking at your left hand. Make the rotation come through the upper mid-back area. Shoulder blade. Right shoulder blade squeezes into the midline. And then release, come back down. Hands settle directly under shoulders. Take an inhale, lower the belly completely, lift your chest and sit bones up. That's a very deliberate dip. As you exhale, reverse it out, squeeze the belly, go beyond flat, start to dome up into the mid, upper, low back, pressing the floor away, tuck chin, tuck tailbone. Ooh, if I can speak. Inhale, lower down. Lift the chest. Squeeze your sit bones out behind you. As you exhale, undulate through, press through the middle, upper, lower back. Scoop it out into armpits. And come all the way back down to neutral. Walk your hands slightly forwards. Turbo dog. Lower your elbows so they hover just above the floor. Get a sense of wrapping the elbows in, that sort of shoulder blade activation. You can see it, right? If you really start to open up these shoulders. Curl the toes, straighten the legs. Elbows stay bent. I want you to focus on your elbows drawing magnetically towards each other. Shake out your head, yes, no. Core, don't forget it, suck it up. Feel like it's got some help to be offered. Press through your feet, feel for drilling energy down the inner edge of the legs. 3 more breaths in Turbo Dog, nothing to get excited about. I want you to stay steady with the breath. Know that you can do this, that your body is able to manage this. And then slowly straighten your arms. You're in down dog, which feels much more manageable. Start to pedal out the feet. Feel for pressing through the backs of the shins, calves. Take an inhale. Lift your left leg straight up to ceiling, one-legged down dog. As you exhale, draw knee to chest, hinge forwards into high plank, scoop the knee up, push through the belly. Inhale again, take the left leg straight up to ceiling, spread the toes. Exhale, knee to chest, hinge into high plank, hover, press the knee upwards, feel for core engaging. Last one, inhale, raise the left leg up. Exhale, knee to chest. When you get there, hover, scoop the knee up, feel for pushing through the armpits. Take the left leg straight up again, you're in one-legged down dog, yawn the hip. Bend the left knee, hang the foot near the right buttock, and then even out the weight on your hands. Notice that you're leaning probably to the right, and reach the inner line of your left thigh a little higher. Shake out the head. Exhale, slowly lower left foot to mat. Let's do the other side. Inhale, right leg raises. Spread the toes, lift the right leg straight up to ceiling. Exhale, knee to chest, draw forwards into high plank, scoop the knee up, press into your armpits. Inhale, right leg raises, spread the toes apart, really notice that. Exhale, knee to chest, core, engage, lift. Inhale, right leg raises, spread the toes. Reach it away, a little higher. Exhale, knee to chest. Hinge into high plank, press into the mat, squeeze the knee to chest. Shake out the head. And then inhale, take the right leg straight up to ceiling. Bend the right knee so the foot hangs down near the left buttock. Even out weights on your hands, grab a handful of mat and reach the right thigh, knee straight up. Shake out the head, no neck. Can you re-wrap your shoulder blades here? Feel like they slide around the sides of ribs. And then slowly lower right foot to mat. Start to walk your feet towards your hands. Come into a deep forward fold. Feet hip distance apart. Bend the knees. Take an inhale. Unravel your front belly. And then drape your chest across your thighs. Let the head go. Grab opposite hand to opposite elbow and immediately swap. Go for the non-habitual side. And gently sway. There's a sort of rocking motion as you twist and sway side to side. Let the head completely hang, back of the neck soft, jaw is relaxed. Hands hang down, knees bend again. Come up to standing through a squat position so your back stays nice and long and straight and flat. And you use your butt and your glutes. Amazing. Okay. Come down at the front of your mat. Let's do sun salutations. Please have near the front of the mat the block. Get some additional padding for your knees if you need it. And if you've got music or something jolly to play, get it on. That's what I miss, studio with music. Stand into Tadasana and breathe. Hands at prayer at center of chest. Just do this a moment and feel for your thumbs pressing into your sternum. length can you get through the front of your belly? Take an inhale, telescope the ribs. And as you exhale, slide your shoulder blades down the back of your body and look forward so your chin, your head is stacked directly over your pelvis, really. Let's do this. Inhale, reach the arms directly up to ceiling, extend. Exhale, forward folds, hands down. Left leg, lunge, step back, knee to mat. Take a breath in, feel for lifting arms and extending right up to the ceiling. Hands to mat, plank, step back. Take a breath in, plank, lift the belly, tuck the tailbone. Exhale, knees lower, modified chaturanga, chest lowers. You're grazing your biceps to your ribs. Move your hands slightly forwards of your shoulders as you inhale. Pull your chest through your arms, squeeze shoulder blades together. Exhale, draw length, reset hands, down dog. Left leg lunges forward, right knee down. Take a big breath in, both arms reach. I want you to feel like your right hip flexor presses a little more deeply down. Float to forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, come all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's go again. Inhale, telescope ribs. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Right leg lunges back, knee to mat. Take a breath here, open your chest. As you lift up and out, wrap the shoulders and spread your fingers. Plank, hands to mat, step back. Take a breath in plank, lift the belly, tuck tailbone, engage core, knees lower. Chest lowers, really do this slowly. Feel the power of your upper mid back. Inhale, low cobra. Squeeze your inner thighs together as you lift your chest. Exhale, draw down, reset, down dog. Right leg lunges forward, left knee to mat. Take a breath in here, feel for extending through the left front of hip and thigh. Exhale, float to forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's do sun B. Inhale, chair pose. Sink the butt low, tuck your sit bones underneath you. Exhale, forward fold, hang down, knees can be bent. Halfway lift, put hands on shins or the floor. Inhale, lengthen the back body. Exhale, step or hop into plank. When you get into plank, look at your hands, push through them, take an additional inhale. As you exhale, you've got options. Knees can lower or you come to hover. And then you do inhale, low cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left leg, warrior one, steps to front of mat. Right foot, 45 degrees. As you inhale, both hands press up. Your hips are squared to short edge of mat. Exhale, hands float down. They land on the mat. You step into plank. You take another breath. Here it is. Lift the belly, tuck your tailbone. Do these things. Exhale, knees can lower or you come through full chaturanga where you hover and come into low cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog, we're all there. Right leg, warrior one, it steps forward. Left foot is 45 degrees. Inhale, drill through the right thigh and butt, reach up. As you exhale, float the arms down, land them squarely on the mat. Step back into plank, take a breath, inhale. Lift your tummy, tuck your tailbone, feel your core. Knees lower or you come through full chaturanga. Inhale, low cobra, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Take 3 breaths in your down dog. Wrap your elbows towards each other, lift your bottom a little higher. Maybe pedaling out the feet, maybe shaking out the head, yes, no. Maybe both. Listen up, look between your hands, soften your knees, maybe shorten your stance. You can step or you can practice hopping to front of mat. Inhale, halfway lift, long back. Exhale, deep forward fold, hang down. Chair pose. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a breath. I'm going to do a little standing pose series. Each run is going to start with a balance. Come and stand at the front of your mats. Look down at your feet and identify your left foot and put a lot of weight into it. Draw your right knee to chest. Wrap your hands around the front of your shin and draw your knee towards you, but don't compromise your back, right? Keep ramrod straight through the back. In order to maintain this, you need to draw shoulder blades down, look at a drishti, a gaze point, diagonally in front of you on the floor. Keep it and breathe. Notice your right toes and feel like they are active, not a floppy foot. Option to twist here. Take the left hand to the outside edge of right thigh, knee, and then rotate your right arm behind you, spreading the fingers. Right shoulder opens up, chest expands. Don't stop breathing, you need balance, you need breath to balance. Might take your hand, left hand to outside edge of right foot, extend and open. This is an option. Slowly, without losing your balance, which is a toughie, can you float your right foot all the way back and land it for warrior two? When it gets there, you might need a little foot reset. Right foot is 90 degrees, left foot straight. Take your hands behind you, interlace. Draw your clasped hands down and just really luxuriate for a moment in how good this feels to open your chest. You take a breath in where you really notice the expansion of your ribs. Ooh, look at that. It's like telescoping up and away from the waistline. Let the neck soften. Reach back, clasped hands, draw down to tailbone. Press a little deeper into left thigh. Just glance a moment at your left inner thigh. You should just be able to see your big toe poking out on the inner edge of that left thigh. Otherwise, it means your knee is rocking inwards, and that's not great. Roll it outwards. We're going to do ostrich. Inhale, more length. As you exhale, keep your hands clasped and start to forward fold your torso straight down the center line of your warrior two legs. Pause, take a breath. Re-lengthen through the belly as you exhale. Let it all hang out. Your clasped hands at this stage rise straight up to ceiling. Press the head of the shoulders away from the floor, like they're lifting away. Shake out the head, yes, no. No tightness in the jaw. Deepen your left knee bend. It's all happening now. A lot of stuff is coming to the fore. Release your hands for head to ankle prep. Listen up. You're hanging down. Take your left hand and grab a handful of the inner left thigh. We did this at the beginning. Lock out the left arm and push your left thigh away from the left hip. When you lock out the left arm, it forces you to bend to the right. That's okay. Your right hand will come on the floor in front of your right foot. If you can't reach, please put it on a block. That is completely fine, right? Right hand on a block. Press your left heel of hand into the inner left thigh and drag the fleshy part of your left thigh forwards and away from the hip. Now breathe into your left side ribs and let the head go. I want you to swirl your breath around the left hip socket and notice it. Notice the space you're giving it. Very slowly come out of this. Straighten the front left leg. Do a little foot reset. Heel toe your feet about 3 feet apart and pigeon your toes. Hang down the center line. You're in straddle forward fold. Let's do flank stretch. Pick up your left hand, take it underneath you and grab your right
ankle, calf, or thigh. Start to plug, this is really important. Think about your left bottom cheek, left butt. Stick it onto a flat surface, imaginary flat surface behind you. Right hand on top of left hand or pressing again into the floor in front of your right foot. Everyone bend, micro bend the left elbow and pull it towards the floor. As you do this, you'll feel a stretch in your tricep, left armpit, left side of ribs. Let the head hang. As you draw your left hip back and pull through your left tip of elbow, you get a big side body opening. This, I have to say, is one of my favorite poses. I really hope that you're feeling it. It's so good to get into the side body. Come out of this really slowly. Walk your hands forward and straighten your left foot. Half moon moving into quarter moon. Grab the block in the left hand. Float gently onto your left standing leg again and raise your right leg up. Flex the right foot and stack your right hip directly on top of left hip. Just glance, your left hand on the block is stacking underneath the left shoulder, otherwise it's not going to be helpful, right? Right arm goes straight up to ceiling, let the head go. Use wisely your right butt cheek and outer edge of thigh to lift the right leg 1 centimeter higher. Quarter moon is an option. Bend the right leg so the right heel comes towards the butt. Take your right hand, grab your right foot, and then press into your quad stretch. Reaching through the front of the right thigh, opening out the front of the right chest. No head tension. Release, float the right foot all the way back. Land it for warrior one. When you get into warrior one, left foot is to edge of mat, right foot at a 45-degree angle to right side of mat. Just put your hands on your hips a moment, square off. Notice pressing a little more through the front right thigh. Let's do eagle arms here. Take the arms forward. Wrap the left arm on top of right. Double wrap if you can get it. Take a really big breath in. Draw shoulders back, down. Wrap from the underside forward. Press the forearms away. Inhale. This is what I want you to notice. The diaphragm, the solar plexus. Take an inhale. Lift your low ribs away from your belly button. Really feel it. Ooh, the space that is available if you just look for it. Let's hang forwards for emu in warrior one. Inhale, more length. As you exhale, keep your eagle arms. Forward fold to inner edge of left thigh. You'll need now the support of your left buttock and thigh. Ooh, that hip. Breathe into it. Hang down. Feel for breathing into upper back. Press through the left foot. Squeeze your left glute on. Outside edge of right foot drills to mat. Shake out the head. Unravel yourself and very slowly lower the right knee to mat. Let's just do nomads. So come up, everything's stacked. I'd like you to take the left foot straight out in front of you and straighten the leg. Hands on hips, take an inhale. Start to forward fold again. This time you'll feel it more in the back of the hamstring. Get to a point where maybe your hands are on the top of the left thigh or the shin. Another really nice option is the block, right? Either one block with both hands on, or you might have two blocks, really nice on either side of the left leg. If you're very open, your fingertips might reach the floor. Just look at your back, and you might not be able to see it, but imagine it. What's not happening here is this, right? It's not a knee, head to knee thing. No, 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 no. It's, if anything, a belly button to knee thing. Flatten the back, lengthen, hang down. You don't have to come very far down. For the final icing on the cake in nomads, point your left ball of foot away from you as if it's trying to touch the floor. Bring the stretch into the front of the shin. Let the head go. For a moment here, check your alignment. Draw left hip back, right hip forwards. It makes a difference. Squeeze very purposefully the top of your left sit bone in to the top of the left hamstring. Like you're making a connection between the two. And then very slowly step the left foot back behind you. You're in kneeling. Let's do a little interlude pose of crow. Grab your block. You might need it to kneel up on, to put your feet on. So crow pose combines chaturanga, turbo dog action through upper body, hip opening to get some space in the hips. We've done a little bit of that. And then a whole load of bravery. Come with your feet on your block and just squat down. So your butt's low, your legs are wide apart, right? Hands come down onto the mat, spread them wide. Start to wrap your elbows towards each other and create a little turbo dog action. Then I want you to lift your butt up, right up into the air. Start to bend the elbows. Plug your knees somewhere on the back of your triceps. Nearer the armpit, better. If they're right down here on the tricep, also works, right? And then you have to tip your weight forwards and engage a lot of core and a lot of activity through your toes, if you can believe that. Take one foot off the block, maybe two. Squeeze up through your belly. Look slightly forwards. Don't forget to breathe. And see where you get to. Simon's shaking his head at me going, no way. This is what you can practice, Simon. Just come into a yogi squat. So try to get your legs apart. Heels can be up. And just sit, lifting your chest up. Maybe elbows pressing into inner knees. You're going to work into inner line of legs, outside edge of hips. Eventually, you might be able to get the feet down on the floor, but that's completely fine. You can also put a block under your heel. Need 2 blocks probably, because that's a little tight. All good for the hips. When you've had a play at that, step back into down dog. Don't take it too seriously, right? The thing, most of the problem with crow is in your head. Most of us have the strength to do it, but it's bloody scary. Because we all think we're going to fall over, which you can. Look forward, see where you're going. Step or hop to front of mat. Inhale, halfway lift, long, lengthy back. Exhale, deep forward fold, soften the knees. Chair, inhale, butt low. Exhale, come all the way up to standing. Let's do the other side. Look down at your feet, get rooted through your right foot. Inhale, draw your left knee towards your chest and hug it towards you. Lift your front body lengthways and feel for sliding shoulder blades behind you. Moving into the twist is an option. Take the right hand to outside edge of left knee and then float your left arm behind you, spreading the fingers. So you twist through the mid-torso, but your gaze stays forward unless you're very brave and you want to look back. If you'd like to go a little deeper with this leg extension, right hand grabs outside edge of left foot, straighten it. Lift your chest, don't collapse into the upper back. Slowly with control, float. If you cannot touch the floor, great. Left foot behind you into warrior 2. So aim the left foot back and land it at 90 degrees. Right foot straight. Take your hands behind you for an interlace. Do the opposite interlace. I know I can't see, but go for the one that feels a little off. Really relish, enjoy this kind of chest opening, frontal collarbone expansion as you deepen your right knee bend and feel your legs, everything from the waist down is really turned on, right? Inner thigh, outer thigh, glutes. Glance down at your right knee. You should just be able to see your right toe flashing itself on that inner line. Inhale, lengthen the front belly. Exhale, forward fold, ostrich. Keep your torso long. Maybe you get to a certain point and you know that that's sufficient. Reach your clasped hands upwards, rinsing out the shoulders. The back of the neck soften. Shake out the head, yes, no. Don't get sort of slumpy and dumpy with these shoulders. Take an inhale, lift the head of both shoulders up towards the ceiling, squeezing shoulder blades together. There it is, a little more active. Oh, that feels good. Make a bit of stupid noise. Be very un-English about it. Release the hands for head to ankle prep. So your hands are hanging down. You've still got everything down this middle of warrior two legs. Grab right hand to the fleshy part of your right thigh. Push the right thigh forwards and away by locking out, straightening the right arm. This makes you side bend to the left. Great. Put your left hand on the mat or a block in front of your left foot and breathe. Think about what you're doing to yourself here. Every time you push the heel of your right hand forwards and away, you open some space into the right hip socket. By the way, if all you feel in this pose is your inner left thigh, because you've got a tight groin, put a micro bend in your left knee. It's okay to have that left knee bent, yeah? And then focus again on pressing the right thigh forwards and away. Let the head hang. Take a breath into your right hip and sort of swirl it around. Come out of this slowly, straighten the right leg. Do a little heel toe action to close the gap of your feet a little bit, 3 feet apart, pigeon-toed, hang down. Straddle, forward fold, take a breath. Pick up your right hand, reach it underside of body, grab your left ankle or calf really firmly. Pull your right buttock back behind you. You feel, as soon as you do this, the openings up of that stretch into the right side of body. Left hand is either on top of right hand or pressing into the floor or a block in front of left foot. Let the head go and bend, put a micro bend in right elbow. Draw that towards the mat as you grab your left calf ankle. And keep maneuvering your right butt cheek behind you. Take a big breath into this big C shape, this banana-ing you've created in your right side of body, and open it up. Make the spaces between your ribs open up. More breath. And then release. Walk your hands towards your right foot. Straighten the right foot and grab a block in your right hand, floating into half moon. Right hand stacks under right shoulder, left leg raises up, and it's flex the foot. Stack your left hip on top of right. So notice if your left hip is rolling forwards and stack it on top of the right hip. Let the head go. This might get into shot a bit more. Lift up the left arm and spread your wings. Let the head go. Engage a little more connection to left buttock. Feel it, squeeze it on. Option to do quarter moon. Left foot to left butt cheek, grab hold of foot, open the front of the thigh. Breathe into your front of left hip, actually, in quarter moon as well. And then release, float the left foot back, land it for a warrior one foot reset. Right foot to edge of mat, straight. Left foot to edge of mat, slightly turned in the toes. Hands on hips, square it off. Take your arms forward for eagle. Wrap right arm on top of left. Double wrap if you can get it. Draw shoulders back, down, wrap forwards, press away. Focus your attention on the front of your solar plexus. Take an inhale, lift your low ribs away from the belly button. And then wrap forwards and feel for lifting some more space into upper back ribs. With your eagle arms still together, take an inhale. As you exhale, forward fold and slide yourself towards the inner edge of your right thigh, humbling your eagle arms for emu, warrior one. Hang down, see where you get to. Press really with intention through the front right foot. Feel the outside edge of left foot anchor you to the mat. Feel for breathing spaciously into right hip and buttock. Open your mouth side out. Unravel everything, left knee to mat. Come upright. Take your right foot forwards, flex the foot, lengthen through the right leg, hands on hips. Nomads pose. Inhale, lift the chest. Walk your hands down, maybe onto thigh, maybe onto shin. Avoid the knee area. Keep the back long, so keep unfurling yourself. Use the block. Really useful to have a block to put hands on. Maybe one hand on each block on either side of the right leg. Keep your breath steady. Here's another little tip. Draw the right hip back, left hip forwards. And now press through the ball of your right foot and lengthen the front of the shin. So feel like you're trying to get this toe pad area to touch the mat. Squeeze your right glute into the top of your right hamstring and make a connection. Don't overstretch, keep the stretch active. Shake it all out. And then inhale, slowly come all the way back up. Step into down dog, hands on the mat, step behind yourself. Let's come up onto tippy toes. Inhale, come onto both tiptoes and lift your bottom to apex into the upside down triangle. As you exhale, press both heels down. Feel the difference through the backs of the legs. Do it again. Inhale, lift up onto tippy toes. Flat angles on this triangle. Exhale, lower heels. Press through your calves. And then knees come down. Lie on your backs, roll over. Twist. Both legs extended down the mat. Inhale, draw right knee to chest. Ooh, this is what we did standing. It's a lot easier to do it when you're lying on your back. Take the right hand to outside edge of left knee and draw it across the body. So you come into a twist, resting on your right hip, left arm in goalpost, T formation, whatever feels good. Feel for breathing into the outside edge of your left buttock and tucking your tailbone down underneath you. What quality of softness and release can you allow for your left shoulder? Let it feel like it kind of drapes itself towards the mat. No pressure, no gripping, all of that dissipates. Inhale slowly, left knee comes back to center, extend the left leg. Right knee to chest, hug it in. Feel for pulling the right knee so far towards the right armpit that you feel the stretch in the hip socket. Left hand on outside edge of right knee, roll it across you. Come onto edge of left hip. Right arm steadies you by either being in goalpost T formation, it's to the side. Let the softness move into shoulder. Take a spacious breath into your right side ribs.
As you exhale, let the front of your right pec just unravel itself a little bit. Open the mouth, separate the teeth from each other. Notice if your jaws got busy. Inhale, right leg comes back. Shavasana, extend yourself down the mat. Have the legs wide, maybe retuck your tailbone to lengthen lumbar spine, and my favorite, always shuffle your shoulder blades down away from the ears. They get cloggy, always. Hands to side of body, palms up. Soften your breath, soften your back body. Come into Shavasana. Start to deepen your breaths. Take a long, extensive inhale, reach your arms up above you and point your toes away from you. So you feel like you're being opened up, pulled from one end of the room to the other, this real sense of length. And then very slowly draw your knees to chest and roll onto one side. Pause on your side and take a breath. Don't just, if you've got the time, and I know I've run over a little bit, just give yourself some breaths right here. Just settle yourself back in. Think of your body as a gift from the universe to you. It's the universe's way of saying, look at this. I made this for you. It's all yours. Just look how bright you shine. Very slowly press yourself up to seated. Hands into prayer. Feel your breath, feel it move spaciously, wider, bigger than ever before, right through the ribs. This capacity you've created for yourself. My soul honors your soul. Namaste. Thank you so much, everyone, for Tuesday morning practice. Great to see you all. Have a good rest of day. See you next week or before. Lots of love, everyone.